Then rang the bells both loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep.
Where do you come from? The dust. Where do you go to? The grave.
Yes. We are the hungry ones. Your torments call us like dogs in the night. And we do feed. And feed well. Tell me where the boys are hiding. And I can make you young again.
Ray Bradbury's fantasy tale of light and darkness is getting closer. Something wicked this way comes.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Medfield College Film Society. The holiday season is upon us. And what does everybody want for Christmas? Maybe a little ghoulish horror. At least that's what we want here at the Medfield College Film Society. It's not Christmas yet, now is it? Let's check in with our society members. Oh, my favorite brother, my only brother. He's the guy you used to sit around and watch the spooky parades with. That's Michael Crawford. How you doing, Michael?
I'm great. In for just more triggering experiences this holiday season.
That's right. Yes, the holidays are times where you can live your dreams or maybe your nightmares. Up in the land where you can't find a log or a boulder without a bunch of spiders underneath it. Mr. Andy Brown, have you checked your bed sheets lately, Andy?
I check them frequently, and I lift them. I don't see spiders, and I'm able to sleep soundly. But I'm still kind of in this humbug kind of spirit at the moment. What are you guys doing to me here? Why are we watching all this stuff? Can't we watch something like cheerful?
I am with you, Andy. I don't know what's happening to us. I am with you. We are together. Awash. But really it's Michael and Robert that have to deal with their childhood traumas, I think. So in a way we are kind of let go. But I have to check in with the founder. He is a man who would always make it to the county fair with me. Probably ridden many Ferris wheels with this gentleman, Mr. Robert McSwain. Robert, how's it going?
Yeah, I think after watching this, I'm definitely working through something. There's something in my subconscious that's I'm dealing with. Maybe, and I went to the Cleveland County Fair just the other month, so maybe this is part of it. Maybe this all ties into it. You're right. So
it definitely feels fair related, and Andy, I think I think this is right. It's really an experiment on Robert. This is him processing and externalizing some things that are within him, and he's taking it out on you.
Yeah. Once again, I'm taking it out with answer.
Well, what good is working on yourself if you can't just take it out on the people around you?
That's true. That's right. Movies, projection, it's all in there.
We always hurt the ones we love the most.
That's true.
That's true, Andy. Thank you. Thank you for recognizing that.
Well, guys, this one I had never, ever seen. There's other ones I'm not sure if I've seen all the way through. This one, nothing from this. This is all fresh to me. Michael, what in the heck are we watching tonight?
We are watching the 1983 Disney classic, Something Wicked, This Way Comes. Directed by Jack Clayton and written by Ray Bradbury, the great Ray Bradbury, based on his novel, Something Wicked, This Way Comes. This movie was produced by Peter Douglas, son of Kirk Douglas. Kirk's production company contributed to this movie, to the production of this movie. They had actually had it in development at Paramount in years prior, and Disney wound up snatching up the rights, and with it came Peter Douglas. This movie stars the great Jason Robards, the great Jonathan Pryce, very young, the great Diane Ladd, R.I.P. recently, and the great Pam Grier. So plenty of plenty of people to talk about. This is, history-wise, brace yourselves if you've heard this before. This was a troubled production where a troubled production led to expensive reshoots and a delayed release yet again.
You know, it seems to be a general trend here.
Yes.
Troubled productions.
Especially of late. Yeah, these sort of late period started off with wide eyes and big ambitions to do something a little different. Then I think they got a little cold feet, felt like they got a little too different.
Let's see what they did there.
And so Clayton, the director, fell out with Ray Bradbury over a rewrite. He had somebody do an uncredited rewrite. So then they had test screenings and everybody was freaked out by the test screenings. So there were, different editors and the director kind of getting sidelined and coming back. And then they scrapped the score and had James Horner come in and do a new score because the original score was too scary. And anyway, this cost them $4 million in reshoots and delayed the film by 5 months from its Christmas opening, just like Black Cauldron. Delayed from the Christmas opening. They spent many months reshooting, re-editing. They rescored the film and then finally got it out. It did not do well. And I think, like, looking back, this is the movie that broke the back of the Ron Miller regime, because it's really after this doesn't do well that all the sort of green mail and all that stuff started happening, where people started casting about, maybe we split up the company, maybe these people come in and buy us out, maybe this happens, maybe that happens. And so this is kind of the last stand before the sharks really started circling.
Well, it's interesting because I'm talking purely from a box office standpoint. We're not talking about the movie yet, but on paper, you got a Ray Bradbury book. Of course, Ray Bradbury also involved, heavily Disney involved at this point.
Yes,
but I can just see him pitching this movie. But you got a Ray Bradbury book. It's been in production with Peter Douglas and all kinds of adulting. You're pushing the envelope of what a more mature thing. It seems like that's the same formula that Michael Eisner. Older audience, kind of more mature themes.
And it's got real people in it. It's a real movie. Yeah.
Yeah. But the audience did not buy it. It's there's a lot to discuss.
It's not a summertime movie to come out in summertime, I guess.
No.
We talk about, I guess in earlier seasons, we kind of talked about Ron Miller and he laid the foundation for Touchstone, and we did a whole radio drama on that was well received. And we talked about
by ourselves,
the Disney Channel trying to getting that off the ground and laying the foundation for later success, and how he didn't get to see it through. And then I see this movie, and I hear about the production problems with this and other movies we've watched this season, and I kind of start seeing why the problems happened for him. But it's a tale of two sides, clearly, of failed ambitions. But him trying to get the company to do more adult, more dark, more movies that aren't just all formulaic, happy-go-lucky films. But
I think you've really in your Satellite of Love, whatever selection process you've done, these 3 in a row that we've done, Return to Oz, Black Cauldron, and this, are real avatars for all of it in their own different ways. And also kind of a generational changeover at the studio. Add that to all of it. So it's interesting. They're still so into, like, there's part of what they're doing that's pitching to children in all of these movies, but they're all more mature. And I feel like Eisner went a lot with just pitching not to children. And that was kind of a difference.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to what you were saying. Like I saw the Return to Oz in the theaters. I saw Black Culture in the theaters. I did not see this in the theaters. I saw this on the Disney Channel. And my parents let me watch all 3 of those movies. Black Cauldron certainly was, more of a kid movie with a darker theme, but Return to Oz certainly was not, and this certainly was not. But my parents probably thought, well, it's a Disney movie, so it's okay. Yeah, he can watch it. And I probably shouldn't have been watching those movies at that age. But
well, that's what they had to deal with, was that no matter what, that name meant you could send your kid to the movie, or they could watch it. It was okay.
Right.
What were you going to say, Andy?
I was going to say it's the broody teen years of Disney.
Yeah,
it's they're caught in this moment where they want to be adults, but it's tough to let go of their the childish parts of them, and so we this is what we get.
Yeah. Well, it's funny it cut them both ways, because they always complained that like teenagers would not go, no matter what they made, even if it was awesome. Teenagers wouldn't go see it because it was a Disney movie. It had the name Disney on it. So it's like it cut them that way, but then it cut them the other way, where parents would assume, well, this is also just for kids. And then when it wasn't just for kids, it would really get them. So, hence the need for Touchstone. I think Miller had the right instincts. And also there was a lot of bad luck and bad timing, because he had to fight to get the studio to do more mature stuff, or more complex stuff. And he had only really just recently gotten in full control, where he was really calling the shots. And it's like he just didn't have enough time, and it just kind of flopped right out of the gate, and then they replaced him. But I don't know. It's like he had the right instincts, but didn't quite have the story skills to pull it off, but he knew he needed to get in people who had those skills. So I think probably if he had a little more time to bring in the right people, it would have worked. But, we'll never know.
We will never know. But what we will know is childhood memories the two of you have from this movie. Do you care to share?
I've never seen it. This is the first time I've ever seen it.
Okay.
So I'm the only one then. I think I touched on that a little bit, that I had like horrible nightmares about this movie, like waking up screaming.
Yeah. I can't imagine why.
And I had not seen it since that. Like, that's the last time I saw it was when I was, I guess I must have been like 5 or 6. It was early. I mean, it wasn't long after it had come out. And we hadn't had the Disney Channel for very long either. But there were moments that I had completely blocked out of my memory that quickly came back, that maybe attribute to some of my phobias I have now. And I think where I'm going with that, for those of us who have seen it, but we will get to that later in the plot reveal. But yes.
A lot of phobia material in this.
Yes.
And I will say, I vividly remember the poster. This movie had a great poster by it. I should have looked up who the artist is. An artist who did a lot of work for Disney at this time.
Wispy Jones.
Yeah, really. A very, very cool poster that
Rod Naprock
was on the back of Disney News or whatever.
Rod Naprock. Yeah. Well, I think it's time. I feel a chill in the air. I think. Oh, by the way, Robert. Well, more on that later. Anyway, let's go into the autumn of our childhood memory. And Michael, take us into the world of Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Well, we begin with very spooky opening credits. It doesn't hide its light under the bushel right out of the gate. Ray Bradbury, Something Wicked This Way Comes, condenses on screen. Letters looks like they're congealing out of blood. This was a surprise right out of the gate.
Yeah. The tone is set already.
Yeah.
The music's
Very
very
bizarre opening.
Imperial March, too.
Yes, yeah, it is. And this was the non-spooky version of the score, or the less spooky, I guess I should say.
Guys, the music's too damn scary. Let's get another score in here. See if
Make
that
me
fixes
nervous.
it.
Call James Horner. So we see a very spooky train steaming through the night as the credits continue to roll. Very dramatic score as Andy said, going on here. And once the credits are gone, we cut to an autumn day amongst the amber leaves beside the lake. A narrator pops up, says it's October, talks about how great and exciting the fall is for kids. Fall's great for everybody. It's just the best.
It is.
So we get lots of rural scenes from back in the day.
And we know where this was shot. It's lovely.
Vermont, I believe.
Yeah,
They
that
did-
makes
They
sense.
did the exteriors in Vermont, yeah.
yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
it's supposed to be Illinois. He says it's Greentown, Illinois. So I don't know why they went to Vermont, but because it
Illinois
doesn't
was
look very Illinois.
ugly.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I have a bad impression, of Illinois in my head, but it seems to be flatter than this place is. This is very rolling hills, very pastoral. Says the movie is taking place in the October of the narrator's 12th year. So he's gazing back in time, and the scenes we're seeing are very old timey. I'm guessing sort of 1920s ish. There are jalopies around and things like that. So turns out the lightning rod seller is coming to town, because that's the thing. There's an itinerant walking lightning rod seller who ambles from town to town, kind of a rag man.
I kind of wished he'd had like a stutter, because he'd been like hit by lightning a bunch of times or something like that.
I kept thinking of so many people who could have been this cast as this character.
Mhm.
I mean, the first was Buddy Ebsen,
Absolutely. Yes.
but then I thought about, well, it could also be Burt Lancaster.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Let me tell you something about that lightning rod.
What's a lot of lightning rod?
And then
know.
Ernest T. Bass, he could be another good one.
Ernest.
He'd be perfect. Oh
He'd be
yeah,
Yeah,
because he's all energetic because
That's
he
right.
got hit by lightning.
that's right. Anyway, I mean,
When I was
the
a
guy-
kid, we were riding, I think we were riding down to the beach.
where's this story going?
Well, lightning rod salesman, and we were riding through one of the little sleepy little towns down, in South Carolina, between here and the South Carolina coast, and one after another had houses with lightning rods just all over them. And my dad said there must be a really talented lightning rod salesman in this area. And I was like, is that a thing? He's like, sure. He's like, they used to go door to door selling lightning rods to people.
What?
And so there you, I mean, that's a weird.
We need to have
memory
your
I have.
dad on as a historical consultant for
For the
lightning rod salesman.
But every house in this area had one. He's like, yeah, that guy really made his keep here.
Wow.
Figure.
Yeah, this guy, he's got a little satchel over his back with a bunch of long metal rods in it. We'll get back to him later, though. He sees there's a storm brewing in the distance. There is a storm brewing in the distance. We get to Main Street of Greentown. We're introduced to the people of the area. This is kind of like a Billy Joel song set in the olden times. Mr. Tetley runs the cigar store. He's greedy. That's his thing. Mr. Cressetti is the barber. He's kind of a creepy perv who thinks that ladies are always on the way, or he thinks ladies are far away and like him or something.
And he's very, I don't know. It's a kind of, I don't know.
Now,
Exactly.
Andy,
Yes,
this
sir.
scene here with the cigar store,
Yes, sir.
did you notice the cigar store Indian by chance?
I don't believe I did.
I went down this rabbit hole because I was watching an episode, I believe, of maybe of Friends, or it was an NBC show, and they had the exact same cigar store. Oh, it was Golden Girls. Pardon me, Golden Girls. And
So you think it's the same one?
well, here's the thing:
Seinfeld?
like it was the same one from Seinfeld and Golden Girls. Like it clearly was, and this is the exact same one. So unless there's like that's a pretty common carving, then this thing's floating around Hollywood
That guy's got tails to tail.
because it,
right.
it had been
Seen some stuff.
repainted in Seinfeld, but it was the same color scheme and everything, exact same style, same feathers coming out the top. Him holding it's the exact same carving. So I mean, this thing, this prop has been around, and I think it's the same one.
Yeah.
We got to track down this guy. Well, it made perfect sense to be on Golden Girls. That would be Disney just a few years later after this.
Go ahead and put that in the IMDb trivia section, and it'll become like truth.
Yes.
All right,
That'll be fact.
Exactly. We'll make our own facts here.
Yeah.
There's a guy. He's got one leg and one arm. He used to play football. This is a Billy Joel song. I just realized that.
Yeah.
There's a teacher named Miss Foley who apparently used to be hot, but now she's old and ugly.
Mary
And
Grace Canfield from
she is-
the Andy Griffith Show.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to see if you caught that. Yeah, I noticed that. I thought I saw her from something else, and I saw Andy Griffith. I said, "Well, Andy's going to pick up on that one immediately."
Yeah. Also Pollyanna.
Yes.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah, the teacher, Mary Grace Canfield, Thelma Lou's cousin, Mary Grace,
Yeah.
on an episode of Andy Griffith. Also, Angelica and Pollyanna. Fun to see her pop up. We meet the narrator as a young boy, and Jim Nightshade, his best friend, with a cool name.
Where do they find all these kids at, man?
I don't know. I read an article. I was like, looking up about this movie, and these kids. There was some screening because I was trying to find more about the process. Like, was there a director's cut out there or something? Several years ago, there was some event where they had a screening of this movie in, I think, in Sleepy Hollow up in the Northeast, and they had people come out that were making a documentary about the making of this movie, and a bunch of Disney blogs covered it. But it's the only info I could ever find out about this documentary. But they said they were having trouble finding the guys who played the kids. So they were like, we hope someone will know where they are. So who knows? They're mysterious. Anyway, Jim Nightshade is drawing an unflattering picture of the once hot teacher. It's so sad. Now she's not hot anymore. And she comes over to dismiss them from detention. Kids are in stir due to whispering. She says she simply will not have whispering. So, none of that. They scamper out. She finds the drawing in Jim's desk and glares at it. The kids run downtown. They're jumping hedges.
Pushing each other in the bushes. Poof.
Yeah. We find out via rather breathless exposition. They were born on the same night. They were born on Halloween, just 1 minute apart. Jim is the older one by 1 minute, but he won't let the other kid, Will, who's our narrator, forget it. He's lording it over him that he is older. A theme develops. So anyway, we run into the wandering lightning rod salesman, Abe Lincoln, actor Royal Dano, Abe Lincoln himself.
Which, I mean, you can't get wrong with Royal.
You can't go wrong with Royal Dano. He's real Royal Dano, this guy. Yeah, his name is Tom Fury, but he's Abe Lincoln through and through. Tom Fury's kind of tetched or something. He probably did get hit by lightning or something. He's holding court on the sidewalk. He's telling how a hellfire electric storm is coming. Says people need special protection. He can tell which folks are in danger. Apparently, some people draw lightning to them, which seemed like it was going to be like a major plot point, but it never really was. But he says it happens. Anyway, we follow the kids into a very fancy library for this small town where we meet Will's father, aka Jason Robards. Jim Nightshade is talking about how his dad is in Africa on an adventure, but he'll be back real soon, and he's bringing him a parrot as a present and a lot of other swag too.
Sure he is, kid.
Yeah,
sure
whatever. Yeah, even Will calls him out. Like later on, Will's calling him out and saying, your dad hasn't really been writing to you.
Your dad went out for cigarettes and didn't come back.
Yeah, which is pretty much what happened. Jim zings Will back, says, your dad's afraid. Duh. Will's like, my dad isn't scared. He's just old. So Will burns Jim again, says, your dad isn't coming back ever. Jim's like, yes, he will. So we've got this other theme of Will's dad is scared of something.
But
we
what?
don't know what. But he's just old. That's also a
He's
thing.
old.
So we're just laying groundwork here left and right. So
I know, for a long time.
Jim shushes Will, gets a mysterious look on his face, says he can hear distant music. We kind of hear a calliope on the wind, and Will's like, it's just the wind. It sounds like that. So they're almost home. They run into Tom Fury. Says they live like next to each other. Tom Fury's like, well, one of these houses needs protection because it has murmuring timbers. Which I want to go start standing in front of people's houses and warning them they have murmuring timbers. Apparently Jim's house needs the help. He's got murmuring timbers. Fury's like, Jim, you should tell your father.
It sounds like a retirement home.
Yeah. Murmuring timbers. Retirement home. That's great. Gonna send you to murmuring timbers, Ma. Anyway, this doesn't go over well, telling Jim to get his father. And so the kids kind of split. Will's mom calls him home, and there's an immediate divide between the two households because Will's mom's calling him home, and then Jim goes into his home, and mom is not calling him in. Mom is upstairs in bed. Says she's got supper. Will's mom's like, I've got supper ready for you. Jim's mom's in bed. She says she's all tired out. Says get some ham and peanut butter from the icebox.
I'm just saying,
ham and peanut butter.
She is, kind of my hero. I'm just going to start saying, Daddy's all tired out, darling.
Get some ham and peanut butter.
Just go get some ham and go on. I'm all tired out. See you later.
Yeah, that works. And I mean, apparently it works. It works on Jim.
It's very pleasant.
Yeah, just all tired out, kids. Jim grabs some cash from their little stash, and he goes out to buy a lightning rod from Nick Fury. He picks one that has the beetle on it, like an Egyptian scarab, because he's all read in on exotic things because he thinks that's where his dad is. So we go back downtown where Will's dad, Mr. Holloway, leaving the library, he heads to the cigar store. Mr. Tetley's playing the numbers because he's greedy. It says Mr. Tetley's like, one day I'm going to win $100,000. One of these days. Next door, the barber's being weird. He thinks he can smell powdered ladies who are coming to visit in their petticoats. He thinks he can smell their petticoats on the wind.
Yeah, that's strange.
Like a young dream finder.
Yes, exactly. Kind of, but
not.
But not.
At all.
Yeah, he's obsessed with faraway women he's convinced he's going to meet. He thinks visitors are imminent. But Holloway's like, no, we don't get visitors in this town, especially in October. Mr. Crissetti tells Holloway he needs hair dye to make him feel younger. Because he's old again. Holloway says, I wish it was that easy. Which, I wish it was that easy too, Mr. Holloway. I'll point out, Mr. Crissetti is played by the actor Richard Davalos, father of Alyssa Davalos, who was the love interest in Herbie Goes Bananas.
Ah.
Oh. Whoa.
So maybe the barber knows a bit about needing to take your hair down to be a little more sexy. Just let your hair down and take those glasses off. Ago. Holloway heads to the bar where the one-legged, one-armed bartender Ed is speaking to the local doctor about football. The doctor is Howard Sprague, a.k.a. Jack Dodson.
The very iconic Howard Sprague.
I was so excited. He's not in this enough.
He's not. But he's in Return to Mayberry enough. He's all over that one.
Yeah, it's true. Well, he was busy practicing for his role in that and didn't have time for this.
Jack Dodson, Howard Sprague. I mean, he was everywhere during this time.
Yeah, it's really prolific period for him.
He'd show up in like Night Court or Benson or and he was just. Yeah, but every time I saw him, I was the same way. I was like, "Hey, it's Howard."
Yeah,
that's right.
So to imagine Howard being this guy who just shows up everywhere. It just in his life, kind of like Forrest Gump, he's just gone from one place to the next.
Because he is always innately Howard Sprague. I mean,
yes,
he carries the aura with him.
It's unmissable the Sprague-ness of him. Holloway is like, they're trying to get him to drink and talk about football, but Doc says, Holloway wants a drink, but Holloway's like, nah, limit yourself to one drink and one cigar because of your heart, because you're old. So Holloway and Ed horse around with the football, and Ed is giving big Peakton High School vibes because he won't shut up about football. That is his vibe big time. We go back to the neighborhood. Jim's up on the roof installing the lightning rod. That's safe. Will comes calling for him, and they're talking about the lightning rod when a piece of paper comes blowing up. It's a flyer for a carnival, which is apparently coming to town tomorrow. Holloway's leaving the bar when he finds one too. They're blowing everywhere downtown, these flyers. He hears distant thunder as he looks up to see a coffin in a store window. I was never able to figure out whether this was like an undertaker or, it had to be, or just a random coffin in a store window. But
yeah,
it was a little bizarre to me too. I didn't quite understand it.
Yeah. So thunder and a coffin in the window. So he turns around and sees a man in black with a top hat, sees the back of the guy walking down the street, sort of casually throwing these flyers, just hands full of paper into the wind, just like, bah, bah.
But they're doing a really good job, I think, of setting a mood here. And because it was so good. I was like, wow, this is what is happening. What's going to happen here?
Well, and even from the get-go, the whole setting of it, it's all very what they want it to be. It's kind of a mythical, idealized fall of, that never was and always will be. It's just like, I'm with you, Andy.
Yeah, I agree. It sets a bar early on that I think it probably fails to meet later, but like the vibe at the start is very strong. The mood that it's setting here, and this guy throwing out the papers and everybody sort of sensing something's coming. So Holloway looks back at the coffin. Now there's a woman lying there. Madame Leota's lying there. She's got a red ring on her finger. So he rubs his eyes because he's like, what's going on here? And then the woman is gone. Later, he's at home talking to Will about the wind. Says the wind blew one of the stone lions off the steps of the library, and now it's prowling around town looking for a young Christian to eat. Great story, Dad. Love that story. Will's mom thinks that's hilarious. She is dying at the story, and they all have a little laugh, but Will is not buying it. Will notices his dad has a piece of paper in his hand, but Dad throws it into the fire. We see it's the flyer for the circus. It burns up. Later, Dad and Mom are talking, and Dad is bemoaning. He's so old. I can't play baseball with Will. Mom, who is much younger than Dad, says, well, you can't do stuff like that with your heart, which is bad, but Will forgive you. Dad's like, I feel restless. There must be a storm coming.
So Jason Robards was like 60 when he made this movie. I just wanted to let you guys know that in case he may have, he's always looked old.
I was about to say, I had no idea. I had no frame of reference for how old he was in this because he's just like a permanently old guy.
When he played old in Magnolia, he just kept playing old.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it to say he was like 47. And I'd be like,
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
that would have been appropriate
Right.
for the time period. Be like, oh, he's so old. He's 45. The wind is rattling the windows of Will's room. He looks out, sees Dad leaving the house. Maybe he's going after Jim's dad. Who knows? But no, he's going to the library, and we see old Fury walking down the sidewalk with his lightning rods. Fury sees the lady in the coffin too, and there's like a little wisp of vapor that comes out and opens the door of the building where the coffin is, whatever it is. Fury goes inside, looks at the lady, and her eyes open, and then they glow green, and then the doors close. I couldn't tell whether this coffin was supposed to be just ghost ectoplasm or whatever, or whether it was supposed to be glass or ice.
Yeah, it looked kind of like ice, but
It was like a block of ice, but glass would make more sense.
It would. There's not much explanation.
No, yeah, there's a lot of spooky things in this movie that are never explained, but
Made me want to be like, I wonder what the book says. I wondered that a lot.
good
It's like,
point.
I wonder what the
Yes.
book's like.
I need to investigate. That's
I
a
could
great
see that.
question.
Yeah, I want to read the book. Really.
So we see the train from the credits. It's still coming through the night, and Will is waking up. He senses things are amiss, so he goes to the window, and Jim's at his own window. They've got adjacent windows. Jim's like, the carnival's here. Will's like, it's kind of weird that they're getting here in the middle of the night. So they look off at the map painting and see the train in the distance. So, of course, like all good scamps, they take off to investigate. They head to the train tracks and hide in a cemetery because, of course, you're going to do that to watch the circus wagons roll in. And so the train's going by, and you got all the wagons with all the different like freak show acts and whatever. And then the passenger cars that are all empty, which was kind of spooky.
It was. Yeah.
The train sounds its whistle, which deafens the boys. And suddenly some of the cemetery statues, all the weeping angels of the cemetery, start to emit cracks of red light.
Yeah.
Creepy.
It's a cool effect.
Very
Cool
cool
effects,
effect.
but
Yes.
spooky.
It was spooky. Yeah. It's like you don't really see that. Some of the effects in this movie, like, I can't think of any movies that look like that.
That's a good point. I really like the effects in this movie because it's like it's the end era of using like old animation techniques for special effects, but it's like the dawn of, I think they use CGI in a few places. I don't know which places, but I think it's used in this movie just very fleetingly. So it's like the borderline between two eras, and it's really effective, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly creepy. So the train passes, and we see the tail end of it going off into the night, and the kids head on down the track after, and they come across the circus, which is already set up in a dark clearing. So they're like, well, this is strange, but Will's asking questions, all the right questions. Jim is just scamping out and doesn't want to hear it, but Will's like, how has this happened? So they go in to investigate, and Jim leads Will into a circus wagon where Foxy Brown is hanging out.
Oh, Foxy.
Pam Grier herself in a black veil, being super creepy, sort of standing over in the corner. The kids don't notice her, but they're snooping around.
I mean, there's no way I was expecting Pam Grier to show up in this movie.
No,
Yes,
no.
it was a little jarring, to say the least.
Yes.
Yeah, man. What?
Ron Miller was just a real cool dude. It's like, you know what? Get Pam Grier in that movie. Yeah, we need a little funk in here. Yes, they're snooping around. A giant spider crawls out on Jim's hand as they're kind of messing around with stuff.
Can I just say real quick, as Howard Sprague, whatever his real name is, I'll never know because he's Howard Sprague. So too does Pam Grier always bring the Pam Grier energy to whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yes. So go
Will
ahead.
and Jim seem to be having a hard time reading the room.
Yes,
Yeah. What?
that is a recurring theme throughout this movie that they really Yes, Read the Room is the perfect thing. Like, let's go break into the carny wagon. Oh, there's spiders and nightmare fuel everywhere.
And this town seems very accepting of the paranormal as well. Like,
yes.
That seems strange, but whatever.
Yes.
Shrug.
Oh, these strange things are happening. Oh, well. Maybe we'll just forget about it and it'll happen again in 20 more years. I don't know. So the kids bolt out from the Fox Brown's wagon and band organ music starts blaring. This was like scary.
And what was this time period? This is like, by the way, it's like Magic Journeys, the movie.
I said that. I say that later on. This is Magic Journeys, the movie.
But
absolutely.
What is up with this time
take.
period? It's like what's up with the circus? What's up with the band organ? Like,
so Andy, you may not have remembered, or maybe you never even saw Magic Journeys.
I have no idea what Magic Journeys is.
Well, we'll have to watch that too sometime.
From our historians here, the Crawfords, maybe you can enlighten Andy very quickly on what Magic Journeys was.
So when Epcot opened, the movie that was in the Journey into Imagination like movie theater there at Epcot, where it's whatever Pixar shorts now, but where Honey, I Shrunk the Audience and all those, Captain EO used to be. It was originally something called Magic Journeys, which was a 3D film by a guy named Murray Lerner, and it was this pretty much. It's like the dreams of a child put on screen in 3D, but it's like they go to a circus and everything's kind of terrifying, and then there's a witch and lightning, and
it was weird. It was like an acid trip.
Oh, it was weird.
I mean, it was. And we would go watch it before they took it out, because they moved it over to Magic Kingdom, didn't they?
Yeah, when they brought in Captain EO, they put it in Fantasyland in the Magic Kingdom, where PhilharMagic is now.
And we would watch it as kids and just sit there and just like going, what is going on here? It was.
Yeah, I don't know what is it about this era that people wanted to tell kids what was in their imagination, and it was always like the circus and horrible things,
and like a witch and like candied apples.
Were there clowns? Were there crazy clowns in Magic
There were
Journeys?
crazy clowns, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, like sticking things into the camera in 3D. Spraying water in your face, and
cheap 3D tricks.
Cheap 3D tricks.
It's funny, you made a reference to, you said this is like a movie version of that. I had made a note that this is like an evil Christmas story.
It is.
I felt like
it's like a Halloween Christmas story. Yeah,
yeah. Because
now it does have that same feeling. Not just
that's perfect,
but in that kind of like you can't tell what's actually happening and what's not happening. The Christmas story does. I mean, I think that's to its credit. It's confusing too, but it's kind of cool. Like, it's like, well, is the coffin really doing something? Do they perceive it as doing something? Like, what is happening?
Because Will is definitely giving off a Ralphie vibe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That is a great comparison. And so, yeah, it's super spooky. We got band organ music playing, as they thought every child of the 80s. Like, as a child of the 80s, I don't think we were ever big into circuses or organ music or things like everyone seems to assume that we were, or clowns at all.
No.
Anyway, we come back to see Pam Grier. She's got hands full of giant spiders. She's Spider Lady. The kids run away. Back in town, Mr. Holloway, he hears the organ music. He's curious about what's up. He walks along the sidewalk, finds the red ring he had seen previously from Fox Brown's red ring. It's lying on the sidewalk, surrounded by what is either broken glass or broken ice. I couldn't tell one way or the other.
We don't know. We still don't know.
Still don't know. So he goes home. He runs into Will, and they're both. Why are we coming home in the middle of the night? I don't know. They very aggressively don't tell each other what they've seen, respectively. Will's dad's like, it's 3 a.m. So instead of being like, son, why are you out running around at 3 a.m.? He does a monologue. He's like, they call 3 a.m. the soul's midnight. I guess that's because a lot of old people die. So this is a fun conversation.
Old. I'm old. Old.
I'm old, and this is the time of night when I might die.
Yes, I think about death frequently.
I'm so old. Did I mention I'm old?
It only gets even more fun, this convo, when Dad's like, you and I should have a talk sometime about a picnic we went on when you were small. Which no good conversation ever begins that way.
No.
Apparently, Will had a fright at the picnic. But Will does not want to talk about it. Says, no, we just go to bed, old man. So they split without resolving any of their apparent great issues that are simmering beneath the surface. The next day, the kids run to the carnival. People are coming in. They're having fun. Jim is disappointed that it seems to just be a plain, ordinary carnival. But let me tell you, this like demon carnival is really not hiding its demonness that far beneath the surface. Like they're like, oh, this is boring and plain, but it is not hiding it too hard. There's Barman Ed, he of the single arm and single leg. He's doing the strongman thing with the hammer and the bell. Hit the thing and ring the bell. He wins. The creepy attendant gives him a free pass to the fabulous mirror maze. So Ed hops off straight to the maze, which is like the most elaborate part of this setup. So he looks in the mirror outside and he sees himself with his leg and arm complete. It's like they grow back on in the vision. So he is super stoked. He goes into the maze and the place lights up mysteriously. It's like an animated effect.
Oh, it's mysterious. All right.
Yeah. Again, not hiding the demon is too far beneath the surface.
Yeah, it's kind of mean. It's like, look what you could have had.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
So the kids are debating whether to go into the maze too. Will, the smart one, is reluctant, saying that's kind of like the stuff we saw last night, the creepy stuff. Just then, Miss Foley, the Ugo teacher, comes out of the maze, and she is totally out of it. She is like baked. She's like, it's all bright and beautiful and strange in there. I can't quite remember. And so they're like, Miss Foley, she's like, says she's heading home because her nephew is arriving. So it's an odd encounter with Miss Foley.
She's odd.
Yeah. We head back to Foxy Brown's wagon. She's wearing the mysterious red ring again, and she's reading the pervy barber's hand. I mean, they're just cutting through town one by one. These characters, they're mowing them down. She tells him he's missing the smell of ladies' skin. And
what?
He is working up a sweat. He's about to stroke out from this palm reading.
He's swarthy, or I don't know what the word is, but he's something. I don't know what. How do you define this man? That's
doughy.
A legitimate question.
Yeah. Doughy.
Sensual and doughy.
Yes, doughy, sensual man.
And I mean, I think if the term thirsty ever applied to anyone, it would.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thirsty is good. That's good. That's what I'm looking for.
Good call.
Yep.
In many ways, because he's got to be dehydrated after all the sweating. Because he's working up a lather.
What? Yeah. Small town living, man.
It's really. Be fair, Foxy Brown showed up and was giving a palm reading. And get the ticker going. But she says he should call out to the ladies. The ladies are waiting for you. Call out to them. So we cut outside. I mean, again, one by one, these guys are going down. Their vices are too apparent and easy to pick off. The cigar store guy wins some money. They're playing like it's Wheel of Fortune or something. I don't know what it is. But he is losing his mind. He is so excited at the thought of winning money. And he wins $1,000, which is a lot of money back now, to be winning at the Hobo Carnival.
Yes, absolutely.
$1,000. The attendant guy gives him a Havana cigar that was rolled on the thick, plump thighs of Cuban beauties.
Wow, yeah.
Best line of the movie.
Yep.
That was the best line of the movie for sure.
No wonder we had to embargo them. They're just too much for the men of the era
It's true.
to handle. They give him a pass to the Ferris wheel. Everybody gets a free pass to something or the other. So he goes off to the Ferris wheel and finds a fancy lady in the seat of the next car that comes around. He joins her and he's just babbling about his money. I mean, really babbling. I did money. The pretty lady's just like, yes. Ferris wheel starts to turn. They take off. So Jim, of course, wants to check out the girly show. There's a girly show. Will tries to wave him off. Jim goes to investigate through a peephole in the side of the tent and stumbles into a James Bond title sequence, which is happening inside. The ladies, they're doing the old Dance of the Seven Veils routine, I suppose, and Pervy Barber Man is eating it up. The ladies, which are led by Pam Grier, of course, who I had a problem in this movie determining which of the fancy or seductive ladies were actually Pam Grier or which were her made up to look like, because like it always starts off with another lady, but then it's her dressed like the lady.
Yeah.
It kept throwing me off.
Again, it's this kind of surreal, is it really happening-ness to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is this the part where the barber guy like lost his shirt and it's
Yes.
out of nowhere? You're just like, what?
Yes. The ladies get him up on stage and start spinning him around. They're dancing around him and laughing. And then suddenly his shirt's off. What is happening?
I will say that of many small shocks, this is the first very large shock that registered. Maybe Pam Grier showing up is the other one, but this was like next level of like, whoa, okay, this is taking a next step into not like any movie I've seen from Disney. This is the Miller effect for sure.
Yes.
I thought it was like, we'd been setting this mood the whole time. And I was like, oh, this is like really creepy and all this kind of stuff. Then this kind of stuff started happening. And now I'm like, now it's this kind of mood from creepy to just weird.
Oh, it gets weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's spinning around and laughing like a maniac and the music is building up really like loud and the ladies are like wrapping him in scarves. I thought they were going to like strangle him or something.
I did too. I did too.
Yeah.
Jim is just peeping in the tent, loving it. Because what kid doesn't love a doughy shirtless man getting
really
scarves?
Really odd.
Just then, a little person who works for the carnival whacks the tent with a stick right next to Jim's face. And says, "You're too young. Come back in 10 years." Jim tries to tell Will what he saw. Will, not interested. So we go back to the Ferris wheel. The creepy attendant stops the wheel. The fancy lady, it's Pam Grier as the fancy lady. Foxy and fancy. Anyway, she gets out of the now empty seat, and all that's left is the cigar guy's cigar. The attendant takes it and puffs away on the stogie. Kids, meanwhile, are investigating the carousel, which is closed and hidden under tarps. It is off limits. They break in anyway. They're scamping around on the horses when hands appear out of nowhere, really slow-mo out from behind them both, and lift them off the horses. It's the creepy attendant who seems to be everywhere. Find out his name is Mr. Cougar. The man in black that we saw much, much earlier appears and chastises Mr. Cougar. The man says his name is Mr. Dark. Cool name. He advises them to respect it. He's waving his walking stick around, waves it in their faces. We see it's topped with a carved cobra head. We hear a hissing sound. I expected this cobra head to play a much larger part later on, and it does not.
As did I.
It was a red herring, turns out.
Do you think he chose the name Mr. Dark, or that's a family name?
I mean, when you're this evil, it's got to be a family name.
Don't call me Mr. Dark. That's my dad's name.
Yeah, my father's Mr. Dark.
You can call me Travis. Mr. Dark is, Jim puts it together. He's the Dark of Dark's Pandemonium Carnival.
Wow.
He could be a self-made Dark. It could be a family business. Who knows?
Yeah.
A family Pandemonium Carnival. Dark, as trying to impress them, I guess, sticks out his arm and shows them he has dancing shadow tattoos on it. He's kind of Mauiing out or something.
He's got a real vibe, man. He's got a whole thing going on.
His pure
style.
vibe.
Yeah,
Yes.
such a vibe.
And Jeremy Irons, or Jonathan Pryce, not Jeremy Irons. He's really making some choices here too, as an actor.
Yes.
Yes.
He is. Man, there are a lot of there are things that get turned up to 11 later in this film, and he is really starting off strong.
He's like Doc Terminus, like all
Yes.
the way right, you know?
Yes. Yes.
More on that later.
Yes. So he shows them the little dancing shadow tattoos, and they're like, whoa. I first thought because he rolls back his sleeve and sticks out his forearm. And I thought he was going to do the gag where it like makes his like forearm appear to grow or something. I wasn't sure what he was doing, but he's doing the dancing tattoos.
But that was just wild effect. The
Yeah.
dancing tattoos, by the way. It's just, yeah.
It made me think, what was that show that used to come on Nickelodeon? It's like Pete and Pete or something, where Pete had a brother who had a tattoo on his arm. And do you know what I'm talking about?
And I'm aware of the show. I never saw it. But
Yeah, there was like a little bit that they would do where Pete's like younger brother, for some reason, had a tattoo on his arm. And it was like a scantily clad lady, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
And he would like move his arm a certain way and the lady would dance. That's what it reminded me of.
I'm surprised that wasn't in this. I'm surprised that wasn't part of this. It would fit. Anyway, Dark's like, the show's over. Does a little, pulls out 2 free tickets out of midair. Says, come back later and ride the carousel, and whooshes, like literally whooshes them away. He's like, whoosh. And then they go like sort of flying off. Outside the tent, Jim is speculating that something goes on here after dark and we need to stay. And Will sensibly says, no. Says, we can't stay. If Dark finds us, he'll check us out. Jim's like, well, we won't get thrown out if he can't find us. So they hide underneath a wagon and the sun sets on the night.
That's a lot in one act, man.
There's a lot, yes.
Packed in the setup.
What a setup, yeah. Well, let's just keep it rolling, fellas, because it's after dark. Those rascally boys have gone back to the carnival. They're sliding up under the tent like you do. And what do they see? Well, it's Big Ginger Mr. Cougar and Mr. Dark. They're just fooling around on the merry-go-round. But, you know, what's this? It's going backwards. That can't be right. The boys can't believe it. They're like, what? Then, as the merry-go-round approaches 88 miles per hour, Big Ginger Man morphs into the kid version of himself, looking very much like Junior Healy from Problem Child.
A little Francis Buxton as well. Man, both very creepy actors.
Yes,
to my eye.
I'm trying to think of what the grown-up Mr. Cougar reminds me of, but a very similar character from like this kind of movie, just the deadpan sort of ginger thug, and the kid exactly the same, just ominous ginger child.
What did you all think of the carousel effect thing?
Well, this is when I really where I put down a minute, so like Magic Journey vibes with the carousel.
Yes,
there was a carousel featured prominently in that as well.
Yes, did I? Yeah,
carousel played prominent in my nightmare.
I bet.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I wrote it's unnerving. I thought it was really cool. I mean, in a totally unnerving way. That's the word, because it's like, it's again not literal, and it's just kind of, it's so slow. How it's like how long it takes to de-age. Kind of neat. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like once it hits 88 miles per hour, it's like going in. I don't know how you would call the camera effects that they do, but it's like it's moving at a different speed that like Mr. Dark is moving at.
Yes,
like he's moving in sort of normal time, and it is moving at like warp speed.
Well, I mentioned Problem Child. Just a little fun fact. Problem Child was directed by Dennis Dugan, a.k.a. Tom Trimble, the main guy in Unidentified Flying Oddball. Just
wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I knew there was a connection there somewhere.
Anyways, Mr. Dart tells the little ginger boy, he's no longer now Big Ginger, he's Little Ginger. And he's like, now get back to work. And the kid takes off running like Forrest Gump out of there. He's just gone. And Jim and Will, they follow him all the way back to town, but they lose him. And as they're wandering through the town, they're looking for him. They walk past the barber shop, and it now has a sign that says, closed due to illness. And
this really cracked me up.
Yeah. Who put that up? You know?
Not the guy.
Not the guy.
He sent a carny out to put up the excuse signs to cover it up.
Yes.
Go put up a sign that says,
I don't know, say it's illness. I don't care.
They keep looking for the little ginger boy until they find themselves at the school teacher, Miss Foley's house. And they see a boy-like shadow inside. But Will's like a big scaredy cat. But Jim, he doesn't care. He decides to go up and ring that doorbell and see what's going on. Well, Miss Foley answers the door, and she says that phrase that she kind of said earlier. It was like, my two little whispers. And I don't know, that just made my skin crawl whenever she said that. But they tell her that they just wanted to check in on her to see if she was okay. And she's like, I'm fine. And come in and meet my nephew, Robert. And it's little ginger boy guy. And he's just like, he kind of just stonewalls the boys. He just like looks at them with that creepy ginger look.
There's a fun, like, I know he knows, we know that he knows that we know. Yeah. He's like a little demon ginger child, but don't let her know.
But Jim, what's funny is Jim tries to shake his hand anyway. He's like, hey, put her there.
Yeah.
But you know, when he kind of just stands there and they're trying to talk to him, I was like, that's so strange. But you know, I was thinking about it. My boys do the exact same thing. I think they're just that age. They just kind of stand there awkwardly and look.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, Will tries to warn Miss Foley, but before he can, Jim makes up a lie saying that Will isn't feeling well, and they just he's not going to be at school, and they just wanted to let her know, and the boys leave. But then once they're outside, Will's like, I can't believe you touched him, you know, about the little ginger kid, and they start arguing. But then like the creepy ginger boy just kind of like walks out onto the landing and is just staring at him. And it's just weird.
It's like, I'm surprised he didn't just like hold up his arm and point at them silently.
Yeah. Because he starts walking towards them and this creepy music's playing. And then that little red devil just picks up a rock and chucks it through the window.
Man.
He takes off.
Ominous, man.
He's
so
like, whoop,
scary.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Those little like arms held down to his side running. Sort of.
Miss Foley, she thinks it's those little whispers. She sticks her head out and she's like, Jim, Will, you little hooligans. And they take off running too. And as the boys run away, they run into Will's dad. And
I'm old.
Do what?
I'm old.
Yeah, I'm old.
And scared.
And Will decides to stay with him, but Jim just keeps on booking it towards home. But then Jim arrives, and this is weird. He arrives and finds his mom dancing with just some guy. Yeah. And I don't know what's going on here.
I was really wondering what's up with Mom.
Yeah,
Mom's got some stuff going on, man.
She's all tired out.
Yeah. I mean, is it what we think it is, or is it just something else?
I think she has a nervous condition.
She has the vapors.
Yeah, there's something up though. Something really...
A little arrested development,
yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah.
What do you think it is, Andy?
In the movie Catch Me If You Can, when Leonardo DiCaprio comes home and he finds his mom with there's all these men there and he doesn't understand what's happening. That's the same feeling that I got here. Turns out, of course, she was turning tricks and that kind of stuff. But so I don't know if that's what's happening here, but that's what popped in my brain. I don't know what that says about me, but anyways.
Well, I mean, with this movie, that's exactly where mine first goes. Just when he came home, she was just in bed being all tired out and whatever. And then there's this guy there, but I couldn't tell whether it was like her doing something or whether the demon carnival is like,
right,
we'll make her think there's a man. And you just don't know in this movie.
Yeah.
Got to read the book, guys. Got to start a book club.
Apparently.
No thanks. The movie's enough for me. Well, anyway, she says that they've already had their supper, but she'll make him something. And then we cut back to Will talking to his pops on the front porch of their house. And Jason Robards, he's like, he starts lighting up a cigar, and they have a little talk about devils and the young boy they saw. And then Will hasn't been traumatized enough tonight. So his pops decides that now is the good time to bring up, to dredge up these bad memories of Will drifting out into the middle of the river while he stood there and watched helplessly at some picnic.
Yeah, he just dropped this in just light conversation. Yeah.
I've been meaning to talk to you about this. Remember that time?
I just keep forgetting because I'm so old.
Yeah, I'm old.
I'm scared.
And apparently, Pops blames his, and he doesn't take a responsibility for it. He just blames his father for not being able to swim. And that's why he wasn't able to help him that day at the picnic by the Indigo River, which was a nice little clue. I don't know, just a little bit of world building, I thought. And then he goes and says that there was this man who saved him, who was some drunk who just happened to be sitting on the other side of the river until he saw the boy. And he jumped in after him without even taking off his boots, and he pulled him to safety. But turns out it was no regular drunk. It was his friend Jim's dad, the elder Nightshade. And I was like, whoa. So he's dropping some bombs here. And then after he drops that bomb, his pop, rambles on about who's to blame, but we should really stop blaming people and treating people better. And I don't know. I was just getting lost in all of it. It was just a bunch of stuff. I was like,
I was cracking up because like this small rural town, everyone speaks so poetically in this town.
Yes.
It cracks me up. It's so like Ray Bradbury heavy-handed on the script writing that like everybody, especially Dad, is like this super poet of insight.
Yeah.
And yes.
Someone needed to pull Ray to the side and say, listen, Ray, no one talks like this.
We all came what if there was a town where everyone talked like Ray Bradbury?
Yes. Let us speak in metaphor, my boy.
Well, yada, yada, yada. Will tells his father that he just wants him to be happy. but Pops doesn't know when to stop talking and starts talking about death. And Will's like, I don't want to hear any of this anymore. And Pops
I kept
like,
thinking about back in the day when, speaking of me being old, Conan O'Brien would do the thing where he'd drop down the TV with like Bill Clinton or Bob Dole or whatever.
Yes.
And then they had the one with Bob Dole where Clinton had run the ad that was just Dole, old. I just kept thinking about that.
That's a good thing to think about.
Finally, Will's dad's like, hey, just go to bed. And Will has a very interesting way of getting to his room.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just going up the stairs inside, he decides he's going to climb the lattice work on the outside of the house. And he even invites his father to come up with him. He's like, hey, you coming up?
That was weird.
That was weird, yes.
He's like, nah, I'm good.
Also, no way you don't get yelled at for climbing on the lattice like that.
Right. Well, meanwhile, back at Jim's house, his mom comes into his bedroom and she's like, wow, why do these boys keep their windows open? Sorry, Mom. But she's wearing some interesting night clothing. Did anyone else catch that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that just adds more to the mystery there. But Jim asks about his dad and if he looks like him. And his mom's like, yep. And she says something really weird. She's like, the day you leave home, my Harry will be dead forever.
What?
Huh? And which that doesn't seem to bother Jim. He's like, cool. He just rolls over and goes to sleep.
I look forward to it.
Cool.
So then we cut back to Miss Foley, the Uggo teacher, as Michael puts it, who's staring at herself in a mirror, and she sees the perfect younger version of herself, all beautiful with blonde hair.
Freaky.
And I was like, I don't think she ever looked that good. But
I was about to say, unless, yes, there was some complete reconfiguration of her entire being.
But the part though, like seeing a beautiful version of herself, that didn't bother me. What bothered me was when she kept mumbling, "Yes, please, yes."
That was freaky, man. And it's like goes back and forth. It's slow too. It's like, yeah.
Then I think she goes blind or something, like because she transforms into this beautiful version of herself.
Couldn't you tell from the acting that she's blind?
She goes blind or something and is like starts freaking out and she falls down. Which I have to admit, when she fell down, I busted out laughing. I don't know why.
Not all that glitters is gold if you can't see it.
As she's crawling along the floor, she's screaming, "Please help! Please help!" And she ends up finding creepy little ginger boy devil child who's just staring at her and smiles.
Why didn't they make him a kid again? But it's effective.
It's
effective.
Is the greatest mystery to me of what that scheme even was. Like, because we start to get the idea here is that it's like the whole carnival thing is a monkey's paw situation where you get what you want, but it's not really what you whatever. So she gets to be pretty, but also is blind, so she can't see it, which, okay, that makes sense. What does the little ginger kid have to do with anything?
I really don't know.
Like, maybe if they had, like, had a story of, like, she'd always wished she had a child, but she gets one and he sucks. That would be something. But not like, oh, a ginger kid comes to visit and watches as you go blind. That's not a thing.
And
it's very weird.
And again, the movie just, I think at this point, just goes up a notch as far as like the creepiness.
Yes.
We've gone to a different level here because now it's the middle of the night and Will hears Jim climbing out on the roof of his house, headed off to who knows where. And Will's like, "You're ditching me." And Jim gives this like funny little wave and then like takes off running. And Will gets dressed actually, Will gets dressed so quickly that in the very next shot, he's chasing Jim down and tackling him from behind.
Yeah, he catches. I thought the same thing. He caught up with him fast.
Because he was in his pajamas, and then the next scene, he got regular clothes on, and I just thought that was interesting. Well, Jim says that he's heading back to the merry-go-round, but Will tries to talk him out of it because he's scared of that Mr. Cougar, aka Big Ginger Man. But Jim don't care. Jim wants to ride that merry-go-round and go forward so that he can become older. Well, the two boys arrive at the carnival. And they see the merry-go-round, and they overhear Mr. Dark and Mr. Cougar talking about them and making certain that they don't interfere with the work. And then there's someone else there with them, and it's Tom Fury, the lightning rod salesman guy, who's now strapped in like an electric chair or something.
I was so confused.
And Mr. Dark's like, when's the lightning due? And he's screaming at him.
We need a director's cut. I think there's some cut scenes here.
Yeah.
Of some real
There's something
detail.
missing, all right.
Yeah.
The boys are watching all this, and they notice that there's like a gallery of onlookers like behind them, and it's all these townspeople that we've kind of talked about. Like there's the barber, who's now a bearded woman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. And then the guy who wanted all the money is now like an Aztec, like a god of some sort.
Some sort of or Indian chief or something.
He's becoming the cigar store Indian, I think.
Yeah.
Is that what he was? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, but they didn't explain that at all. It's just happened.
Like they're being
Nothing
turned
is
into
explained.
part of the circus. There's a whole lot. Like I kept going back and forth in this movie because there's so much where I had no idea what was going on whatsoever. I kept going back and forth of like, okay, well that's bad because I have no idea what's going on. But then it's like, well, I'm not like a modern viewer who needs everything spoon fed to me. Then I'm like, no, I kind of do because I have no idea what's going on here.
I agree. There were times I really treasured it, and other times I was like, how did they even think this would make any sense?
Like, it's okay to have a little mystery, but then you have to kind of at least give some sort of like, no, this is really...
Part of it reminded me of like something like Magical Mystery Tour, of like something really psychedelic that then like people reappear and they're like morphed into something else. It's very much of that like late 60s psychedelia.
And you just roll with it because everybody's
right
out of their mind. Yeah.
I think like 10 seconds or even less, probably 5 seconds could have explained some of that, what was going on there.
Oh yeah.
But, like I don't need, let's sum up the movie by having someone explain exactly what happened at every moment, but something. I need a little something.
Well, see Ray Bradbury arguing you down over a mixed drink. Well, that's where you're wrong, Michael.
He would.
People need to figure out the movie for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. The people today think they need everything I've written out in black.
When you go into a movie, you board a ship and you help make the destination.
Like pretty Miss Foley's standing there as well. Of course, she can't see anything because she's blind. Haha. Mr. Dark tells Tom Fury that he will show him his wife if he will tell him when the lightning is coming. But just then, Pam Grier, shows up in all white, and Tom Fury's like, she's more beautiful than Pocahontas or Helena of Troy.
I died and more beautiful than Pocahontas. That was amazing.
Then Mr. Dark, he still wants those answers, and so he's like, I'm turning on the electric chair, and he starts, Tom's screaming and everything, but then Will starts screaming for him to stop. And they all turn around and look at him, and that's when Foxy Brown turns around. And this shot here, Robert, as soon as I saw this shot, I thought of you instantly. I said, this has got this, she's like this scary white blue demon face look on her. I mean, that was creepy.
Yeah, there's a lot of triggering things happening right now for me.
Yeah, I could see that.
I just love the idea of like Will like yelling and them all turning to look at him. It's like, oh, you may be wondering what we're doing here. We've got the guy in the electric chair and Pam Grier in her wedding dress, and we're fine. We're
Yeah.
fine.
It's not what it looks like, kids.
No, it's not. It's not.
Well, naturally, this freaks the boys out.
Yeah.
And they go running outside, and suddenly they see a guillotine with a body on it. And the blade drops on the guillotine, and the head that lands in the basket is Will's. And there's blood everywhere. And I was like, Walt Disney Studios presents.
Yeah, right.
Well, this
Buena
whole
Vista picture.
I think this is what really triggered the nightmare, was all this right here.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why.
There's a lot of things leading up to it, but this is like, but yeah.
I will go back to that demon face was really freaky and weird. And then the segue into the decapitation is quite a thing.
I have a tendency when like creepy stuff like this happens that I start laughing. I don't know why. I think it's my way of dealing with it. And my daughter was watching this movie with me, was watching this scene, and we were laughing the entire time as soon as like she pops up and she's scary. And then of course the body and the blood and the guillotine, we were both cackling at this part, but yeah. Anyways, so Mr. Dark and Foxy Brown, they hold hands, and he says that those boys have seen too much and they should be hunted down. And then like some green gas smoke stuff starts coming out of their hands. I don't know what this is here, but then the boys are running all over the countryside while being pursued by this green smoke. And they ran to the cemetery, and it's like the smoke kind of in the Black Cauldron.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It really is. Also, why is he worried? What is he worried about? First, they've transformed half the town into whatever zombie sideshow zombies. And like, what are the kids gonna do? It's not like he's hiding what they're doing very aggressively, since they're transforming everybody. So what's he worried about?
And where's the police? That's what I want to know. Where's
exactly?
Well, it'd be some like, W.C. Fields type Keystone Cop, like, boy.
Mr. Dark.
Well, he'd have some sort of glaring foible, which would have been exploited on the first day.
He was way gone in the Mirror Maze, like way gone. It's kind of like Willy Wonka too. Yeah, it's like everybody gets like sucked in for their own picadillos.
Well, Will heads home. He tells his mom and dad about this, and of course, mom blames Jim Nightshade because she says he's a bad influence. He's like, "But mom," and she's like, "Don't butt mom me," and like she doesn't want to hear any of it, and she sends him upstairs. But then the green smoke has arrived at the house now, and Will's spineless old dad is like, "Yep, better get up there, son."
Yeah, he's useless, man.
Come on, dude.
He's so old.
Then the movie kind of fast forwards slightly because Will's father has come to tuck him in bed. And instead of a calming story or, maybe a lullaby, he starts off with, I never liked my father either a lot of the time.
So I tuck my kids in the bed.
Every night.
Every night, yeah.
Will's like, if you're a good person, can the devils get you? And Pops doesn't give him a very reassuring answer, saying, well, your mother may answer differently, but I think you're a good person. Come on, dude.
Dad, stop being a philosopher poet for 5 seconds and
get your nose out of your library books and be a dad.
Exactly.
Well, before the dad leaves, Will warns him to be careful because something's going on. And I don't know, if as a father, I would be like, what are you talking about? But he's like, okay, and leaves. No follow-up questions. He's like, okay, I'll be careful, son. Thank you. And leaves. And well, now the green smoke, which has just been hanging out, apparently, outside for a while. Now that Will's asleep, it heads up to the lightning rod on Will's house, which is starting to glow now. Then suddenly lightning strikes and it startles Will awake and Jim over at his house at the same time. They look outside and they see the green smoke coming for them. And this doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to keep going because Will doesn't go back inside, but he decides to jump out and run over to Jim's house before the smoke can get him. And then they're like, I guess they hear Santa Claus on the roof or something, but it's not Santa Claus because the roof starts caving in and it comes through the ceiling and it's just a bunch of spiders and it's arachnophobia all over again. Robert, how are you doing?
Well, at some point in my life, I developed a fear of spiders. It happened sometime. I distinctly remember around the age of 5 or 6, just not liking them.
Can't imagine.
And deciding that I just didn't want to have anything to do with spiders. I think and I am being dead serious. I think this may be the root of the problem. I think this is where it started.
Well, they lean into it pretty heavily, don't they?
Yeah, I did. This was making me uncomfortable today. I'm not the type of person that just runs out of the room if I see a spider, but they just make me uncomfortable to see them in any capacity. And this was making me uncomfortable. So, yes.
You know, a bed full of tarantulas makes me a little uncomfortable myself.
Yes. Pulling back the sheets to a bed full of tarantulas. Yeah.
Again, very James Bond. With the spider crawling up.
It's very live and let die.
Yes.
But Jim's he starts whacking away at the spiders and Will backs away just to find even more spiders. And then he sticks his hand on one when he reaches for the door. Yeah. I was thinking about you, Robert. I started praying for you at that point. And, there's tarantulas all over and Jim is still smashing. But
find them all. Good Lord.
But then Will just goes straight up dial tone and just shuts down in the corner as these spiders are approaching. But then right about then, more lightning strikes and the boys wake up in a cold sweat now in their own beds. And this is, it seemed like I thought they had both aged or something. They looked like they had gotten older.
Okay. So reshoots.
Yes.
Reshoots when you have a young leads to problems. And one of the things that was added to the movie in an attempt to make it more exciting was the spider scene. I know what's lacking, a scene where they're terrorized by 1 billion spiders. And so they do look older in those scenes and some other scenes in the movie. So yeah, you were absolutely right.
It's the old Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Flight of the Navigator did the same thing, but I couldn't figure it out for the first for a few minutes, and then I realized, this had to have been a reshoot. And you're right. So,
well, after that's all over, Will gets up to check things out and accidentally steps on a toy soldier drummer, and that freaks him out. But
why the spider attack when it wasn't real? When it was all just a dream? What is the point?
That is a great question. What was the point?
Go mess with their heads a little.
Well, the point. I mean, it's coming.
Well, at church the following Sunday, the boys are with their respective families and they're singing. And
I'd be going to church too.
Talking about evil, and the boys are giving each other knowing glances. But then later that day, Mr. Dark and his freaky clowns are now parading through the town. And
man, it is freaky. It's like something from the original Star Trek or...
Yes.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah. And the boys see the parade and they remember oh yeah, Mr. Dark's still after us. But before they can run and hide, they run into Will's dad again and they say the devils are after us. And he's just okay then. And they run off.
I thought when they were on the phone earlier, screaming about being chased after, that they, in the Main Street, pantry in Disneyland where you can pick up the phones and hear the conversations. They should have had those kids on one of those lines. They're coming to get us. They're coming to get us. Come quick. This is nice
promotion.
Yeah.
Well, back to the parade. Some of the town folk who we've kind of talked about who have been transformed are now walking as if they're within the parade. There's like, the bearded barbershop woman guy person. There's the cigar shop Indian guy who was the cigar guy. And they've got lightning rod guy, Tom Fury, who's being carried on a chair like Cleopatra or something, which was kind of strange. And Mr. Dark, he keeps he's looking around very suspiciously. And I guess he's looking for the boys. I don't know why. He just has this look on his face, but
does nobody notice that their people are all in the parade?
Guess not.
Does the circus just go from town to town, jacking people and no one notices? It's very strange.
Too abstracted now.
A good question. Yes.
They are unrecognizable. Because they're so altered.
I suppose.
Who's this bearded lady? There's no resemblance to anybody I've known.
That ill barber.
Oh, the boys, they're like, all right, we got to hide. So they decide to hide under a grate below the sidewalk. And they see this little person clown hand, Jim's mom a message. And he whispers something to her. But just then, a nearby dog notices them down there and begins barking at them and drawing attention. It just felt unnecessary, but they just kept going. And they're like, all right, here, dog, here's a treat, and they're safe. And I was like, that didn't need to be in there. I would rather have had more scenes that explain what's going on with the townspeople than.
I was confused as to what they gave the dog, because it fell out of nowhere. It's just like a plop of something.
Manna.
I guess so.
Dog manna. But so here's Will's dad and Howard, Dr. Douglas. They notice that the bar is empty, but there's money still in the cash register. And that's when Mr. Dark enters. And Dark tells them he's looking for two boys. And he says that that the boys have won awards at the carnival, and he wants to reward them. But of course, Jason Robards ain't buying it, and he's like, "I'll see you later." And then as he's walking out, he notices the boys underneath the sidewalk grate, but before he can say anything, what's his name? Mr. Dark has followed him out there, and Jonathan Pryce, he's really playing it up too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Hey, did you lose something?" And then he shows Jason Robards. He shows him the tattoos of the boys on his hands, and which of course understandably freaks him out. But then he gives him he gives Mr. Dark these fake names for the boys, and he says that he knows them, but Mr. Dark knows he's lying, and because he already knew their names. And it's a gotcha media moment there. So then Mr. Dark asks him, he's like, what's his name? And he says, I'm Charles Hathaway. Right? Now, Hathaway? Holloway. What's his name? Holloway. I'm Charles Holloway. And he's like, oh, you're the librarian. And then he starts clenching, and I couldn't tell. Someone's clenching a fist. I think it's Mr. Dark.
It's Mr. Dark, but I don't know why.
No, he's clenching his fist. He's clenching so hard that blood starts coming out of it.
Yeah.
Which, of course, makes zero sense. Then to make it super gross, the blood drips down onto Will's face.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm like, what are we doing here?
I was so confused as to what was going on at this point.
Pretty confused.
I mean, between the little person giving the note to Jim's mom and then this, I was like, what is everybody doing and why?
I mean, I'm just shocked. When that happened, I was shocked. I was like, what is going on?
And then, Will down in the little pit looking up at the light with the blood dripping down on his face.
They didn't need that. I mean, okay, yeah, show the scene with the fist gripping, or blood coming out. Okay, but why did you have to show it dripping on Will's face?
Yeah, that was weird.
Symbolism.
There's some kind of gross out or freaky kid scare thing of the blood on the face.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the two have some words about failed dreams and education. I hear you. Mr. Dark walks away. And his hand suddenly seems fine. So don't know what all that was about. But
Again,
Nothing-
not very
nothing
subtle with
much.
the, I can summon a tattoo portrait of your child on my hand.
Yeah, but seems normal.
Just an average trick.
Well, here comes, amputee football bartender guy. And now he's a kid and Jason Robard sees him and he's like, there's something familiar about that guy. And he kind
Something
of
strange going on here.
and he like starts tossing the football with him. But then he's like, finally starts understanding. He's like, oh, something weird is going on. It's like, yeah, old man. Mr. Dark. Mr. Dark begins to parade again through town, and Jason Robards leans down to the boys in the grate. And he's like, come to the library tonight. And Will reaches his fingers through the grate to touch his father's hands. But I'm like, why not help them now? Why are we waiting until tonight?
Yeah,
what are the boys
just
supposed
stay in
to
the
do?
sewer, boys.
Yeah,
I'll be
stay
back
down there,
later.
Guys,
weird.
so many questions. But it's not time yet to answer these questions.
I've got some
because
thinking to do. You stay here in the sewer.
I just hope that Act 3 will answer all these questions, and we end Act 2.
It's got to be all answerable, right?
I will do my best to answer them for you, Andy. Oh, boy. Whew. So Jim and Will meet up with Charles at the library with lots of ornate woodwork. I think we mentioned it earlier that they have a very nice library.
It's a very nice library.
Also, just the movie's dragging at this point. Is anyone else
It is
feeling
getting a
that?
little slow. Yes. So the boys are concerned that they're being hunted. I don't know what would have given them that idea. They also have the fear that no one in town will believe them. Again,
Yeah. What makes you think that?
does it seem to be alarmed? The town people don't seem to be alarmed by much, so I can understand their concerns there that no one's going to believe them. Charles pulls out a book, a sort of a diary from his father, who wrote about a fall carnival that came to town in 1891. So roughly 40 years ago. And you'd think somebody would say, hey, you remember that creepy carnival that came to town back 40 years ago?
But was it real or was it just a dream?
You would think that the recurring demon carnival would probably be remembered in the lore of a small town. Like, small towns never forget anything.
No.
Exactly.
And the demon carnival that kidnaps half your population would probably be up there.
It's starting to feel like Lost, the TV show.
Good call.
Yeah.
What's in the hatch?
As Charles reads, they make the connection, weird things happening in the library. The lights are flickering, the doors are opening. So the boys scatter to hide. Again, paranormal activity happening, and people are kind of like, whatever. The tension builds as Charles waits only to have Mr. Dark appear next to him. As Charles quotes Macbeth, by the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. Mr. Dark sets out to find Will and Jim, enticing them with free rides on the merry-go-round. Sure, kids.
This whole scene is hilarious to me because first he's trying to strike a deal with the kids, then he's trying to strike a deal with Dad. After he's given away his game that he's like basically the devil, he's like, but we can cut a deal. Why don't you come ride the merry-go-round? Like, no.
Yeah, he's admitting that the merry-go-round will make them a grown-up. So he's admitting, that he's doing something devilish. So they so they can find out what happens when grown-ups do at night behind locked doors.
Yeah.
Shadow Man. Yeah, that's freaky.
On a side note, I'd rather be a kid. I'm just saying, being a grown-up's kind of overrated.
Absolutely.
Co-sign that.
And you know what made those better though? These people did not have any like Vermont accents, and I think that would have made
or Illinois accents.
Yeah, or Illinois.
You can't get that from here.
Yeah. Something wicked this way comes. Yeah.
Dark starts to, the Blues Brothers kind of, accent if they're in Illinois.
That's right, Illinois, sorry.
So Dark tries to start enticing Jim that he's the father he's been waiting for. Is the bar for fathers the year pretty low in this town?
Yes.
Yes,
Apparently so. I just love the idea that like everybody in this town has like one single thing they're obsessed with. And with Jim, it's be old or have a father.
That's right.
We got this guy with the last name Dark who's, giving off some major creeper vibes, and he's aiming for Father of the Year, and that he's the father that Jim wants.
Yeah, he's like, come on, we'll run a carnival. It'll be great.
Just then, Charles says he knows who you are. Mr. Dark is. He's the Autumn People.
Mr. Dark.
The well-known concept of the Autumn People.
Right.
I'll just kind of paraphrase what the dialogue here is. Basically, the Autumn People are a bunch of sadists. So Charles sees through the facade, which is, it's getting pretty thin here.
He's not
The
really
Autumn
hiding
people, we
too
should
much
also
anymore.
say they prey on on children's nightmares.
It doesn't stop Dark though. He's offering to make Charles young again if he'll just give up the boys. Dark begins to rip out the pages of his father's diary as he mocks him, ripping out each page, symbolizing another year passing on his life. 30, 31, 32, 33, pointing out milestones and missed opportunities.
Jonathan Pryce was killing it in this scene.
Oh, so good.
Chewing it up.
And that effect of the ripping pages was so cool. That was a really cool animated
it was really
effect.
great.
That was so cool. Also, I don't appreciate what he said about 40 because
this whole scene started to hit way too close to home for me in a lot of ways.
He gets to 40 as Charles looks weakened and Dark continues to torment.
Getting old.
Yells out, "Don't listen!" He finally throws the book at him. Literally throws the book at him, knocking Charles to the ground, and grabs his hand to give him a taste of death as his hand splits open, which was weird.
Yeah.
Charles
that's
collapses
about
on the ground, and Dark rakes the book into the floor on top of him. And storms off.
That hand effect was really strange.
That was really strange. Yeah, very Indiana Jones adjacent.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
Dark wanders through the stacks looking for the boys, tormenting the boys, yelling, or telling Will about his mother who went mad riding the carousel. He torments, switch to bargains, offering a special reward if they'll turn the other in. So,
Which I'm like, why does he even care at this point? The horse has left the barn on all fronts at this point. So why do you care? What are you after?
he begins to climb the stacks, and we see two hands reach behind the boys. By the way, the boys are hiding on this up on what the top level of the stacks.
I'm not sure how they got up there.
Anyway, the two hands reach up behind the boys. The music intensifies. And he grabs the boys. Outside, Will sees his mother and calls out to her as Dark realizes it wasn't Will's mom that went mad. It was just Jim's. Don't worry, Jim has a new mother now. Once again, I'm remembering why I had nightmares from this movie. So,
You've got a new mother now.
a ghostly woman
She's
walks
way
down
hotter.
between the stacks dressed in black with silver makeup on. Black tells her to silence their tongues, and she recites a spell.
This movie's really falling apart.
Yeah.
Then he
really
tells
fun.
her to give Charles a taste of death. She begins to slow his heart, and the boys leave with Dark. Outside, the wind is picking up. Charles comes to and makes his way to the carnival as the storm gathers. Jim's mother is there with her ticket, and Charles tells her to take a hike. In a
I love this.
roundabout
It's
way.
like, just get out of here.
Yeah,
Okay.
take off, lady.
But all right, did they ever? I know the answer is probably no, but do they ever explain what the deal is? Why do they care about the storm? What's that got to do with anything?
Well, don't they say at one point, like when he's given like the history, that it was only like they only got rid of the carnival when with a storm like struck it, or electric storm or something.
So are they doing like a Hill Valley thing here? Is that
Yeah,
what
kinda.
More or less, yeah.
Okay,
pretty
All
much.
right.
So, yeah, his mom just sort of wanders off into the woods as Charles heads into the Hall of Mirrors. This is another scene that I remembered vividly from for some reason.
For some reason.
I don't, and I went into the Hall of Mirrors at the Cleveland County Fair and was had issue in that as well. Probably
Had to go
because
to
of
the
this.
water wheel to cool down.
Yes. Well, so Will's in the hall as well as Dark taunts him and reveals all of the souls he's captured. The barber, his hope for lust, the tobacconist, his dreams of wealth, the football hero. Finally, Charles's glass is filled with regret. Will shows up wearing a wig, and Foxy Brown, the dust witch, as she is called, is hovering over Charles as Will says he loves his father. He breaks through the glass and rescues Will. Suddenly, lightning strikes. The lightning rod salesman leaps out of the electric chair with a green glowing lightsaber or lightning rod or something, whatever you prefer. And he runs into the House of Mirrors and stabs Foxy Brown in the stomach.
Gotcha.
Everything goes bonkers. I mean, this was
Yeah.
really bananas.
Yeah.
Dark takes Jim to the carousel. Charles grabs him off the ride. Right as it's struck by lightning, freaking young Robert out. Once again, I've been freaked out many times in this movie, and Dark is electrocuted. Will is crying for his friend, and Charles is like, "What's wrong with you?" That's what they. He says that's what they like. They like tears and pain, and starts like. Tell them to jump around and whoop and holler. Hey, look at me! Yeah, hey!
It's fun times. We're having fun. This is nice. Yes.
Oh, this is a movie. Yeah. Jim comes to his Dark fries. They finally decide to get the heck out of there as Dark ages into a literal skeleton.
That effect is messed up.
Yes.
It
Yes.
really is.
I mean, this is when I was like, yes, this movie definitely messed some kids up because
Yes.
this is crazy bananas. I mean, all of this from Abe Lincoln doing his javelin throw at Foxy Brown, which reminded me of the old 1984 Mac ad where the guy runs in with the hammer and throws it through the big screen. It was kind of like that.
Think different.
So, yeah, think different, but except it was Royal Dano throwing a javelin at Pam Grier. And then just Dark decaying as the carousel went around. So crazy.
Suddenly, all the people trapped in the carnival are freed. One of the little people picks up a skeleton and carries it off as the carnival flies away in a tornado.
Evil tornado.
Yes. Which is kind of impressive. As Jim and Will and Charles just sort of standing there looking on. They're like, okay. The next day, they run off into a matte painting through the fall leaves into the town, having a great time. Charles pulls out a mouth harp, and Will's voiceover says his father saved the town, and he was okay being old now. And on that note, we close out this film, and holy cow, what did we just watch? And no wonder I had nightmares, and I have blocked so much of this movie from my mind, but now it lives rent-free once again.
Such an abrupt ending. It's like we need to have a little debrief after that.
Right.
After the Demon Carnival is sucked up by a tornado and everybody just magically whatever.
They've already forgotten about it.
You gotta have a little coffee clatch after.
They've already forgotten about it all over again, Michael.
That's right. Well, Mr. Friggin' Dark tore up all the town's records. That's evil enough in itself.
Yeah, it's true.
That made me nervous. The tearing up of the old book really upset me.
Oh, golly.
What a movie.
Kind of makes you think, doesn't it?
Well, I sent Jeff a screenshot of the finals scene there, and he had not gotten there yet.
I hadn't gotten there yet. I was a long way from that.
Really makes you think, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This movie has everything.
I wonder. What greats are you hiding out in, you know?
That's right. Are you old, afraid? Did you go swimming one time?
What kid did you let almost drown in a river?
Or were you drunk and did you save one?
Or
and then disappear?
We all have an El Guapo.
All right. Man. Well, we got to rate this thing because how do you process it if not to rate it? How would you rate it? How are we going to rate it? Well, we do it using our signature blend of herbs and spices, a thing called the rubric. It's custom made to every film we watch. And Robert, what is our scale going to be tonight?
I think it's going to be unhinged third acts because that third act was something.
Oh, okay. Unhinged third acts. Plot and writing. A scale of 1 to 5. Unhinged third acts. Robert, what are you going to give Something Wicked This Way Comes?
Oh, well, I couldn't follow it half the time. I'm going to say it's a 2. It was just very disjointed.
Okay. Michael?
This was the hardest one for me because, I mean, it's Ray Bradbury, but at the same time, it is so hard to follow once it gets going. And everyone in town talks like Lee Poe or something. And it's like, why is, and everybody doesn't have to be a poet, but it's like reading a great book, but everybody's reading a book aloud or something. I don't know. It's very strange. So it's like great prose, but it makes no sense coming from these characters. So I'll give it a 3, but I don't know, that may be a little generous. It needs a little bit more explanation of what the heck is going on.
I actually thought I was going to give it a 4 for a minute because I enjoyed how bizarre it, the Lipo, the kind of philosophical.
Yeah. I mean, I can totally see that too.
But I'm just going to chalk that up to being a book. I want to read the book. I've read some really interesting things about the book.
Yeah.
So I can't give that to the film. This is a film adaptation of a book, and we've run into that a lot. I can't give it a 2 because it soars above in its ambition the things that we've watched.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 3 as well. Andy, what about you?
I have no problem giving it a 2 because, like you said, or like Robert said, it's tough to follow. I think it's got good bones as far as like there's something underneath it. They just couldn't quite pull it together, it just needed a few things here and there that would have made it so much better. But in its current form, I didn't care for it, so it's a 2.
That's like the ultimate epitaph for this era. Is like good bones that just need a little something extra. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's like with all these movies, it's the same thing. It's like the core is good, but you just need to build on it.
It's like, why? I think of that spider scene and how like it just went on for so long and nothing was said about it afterwards.
Yeah,
and,
like remember?
Right, nothing. And it doesn't have to be like a lot. Anyway, what about casting and acting, Michael? What do you
Yeah, I
say?
got to give it a 4 at least. I mean, I ding it down to a 4 because I think the kids were pretty weak or just not great. But I mean, you've got Jason Robards and Jonathan Pryce, and they're awesome. So I mean, there's not a big cast, and this is also another one of those movies where it's like character actor heaven of people showing up, which I always enjoy. So I know a lot of the townspeople were kind of broad with their "I smell ladies on the wind," and that's good. But
Are they Swedish?
yeah,
I smell that
but
lady.
Robards and Price get up to a 4 for me.
Okay. Andy, what about you?
I'm going the other side of this. I think I'm going to give it a 2 for casting and acting. While I like a lot of these actors, I think there wasn't much for them to work with. Again, Jason Robards going off on some of these soliloquies sometimes. It was like, well, come back to us. But that was in the script probably. Jonathan Pryce made some interesting choices, and I think out of everyone, he was probably did the best with what he had. You know, he made something of it. But the rest I didn't care for. I mean, again, I love a lot of these people, but it wasn't for me. So
I'm going to agree right with you, Andy. I thought Jonathan Pryce was the exception to the rule. I thought he was great. I really enjoyed his character and the way he played it, but I'm going to bump it down to the 2 for the kids and the woman acting blind. That really,
that was not good. That was not good. You are correct.
And what about you, Robert?
I'm going to give it a 3. It's sort of, I liked what Michael said. I think Jonathan Pryce in particular, but the kids were. I thought they had some moments, but by and large, they're pretty forgettable. So just sort of a middle of the road.
Production value, Andy. What do you say?
Well, I mean, there was nothing really that just kind of grabbed me from any of that. I mean, the music I didn't think was anything special. There was no effects that I thought was all that special. It wasn't like they were on some beautiful scenery or location that, grabbed me. So, I mean, again, nothing really from the production side of things I thought was all that great. So it's a 2 for me on that front as well.
Okay. And Michael, what about you?
It's hard for me. I was going between a 4 and a 3 on this one because I do think it sets a tone really nicely. It really gives that fall atmosphere really well. And I do like a lot of the visuals and a lot of the little effects that they did. I did quite enjoy. So it is not, it's a small film sort of scope wise. And it is amazing to me that that sort of town stuff was on the Disney lot. They actually built that little town. So I don't know. I am going to give it I think to balance things out, I'll give it a 4, but that's generous.
Okay. And what about you, Robert?
I kept thinking every time I saw the town, I kept thinking Apple Dumpling Gang because that's
nice.
But yeah, I'm kind of with Michael. There were parts that I thought, were pretty good. And I think the tone throughout of uncomfortableness is there.
Yeah.
And they do a good job with some of the tension building and.
But what of the production though? What of that?
Well, I think that's just the way they set up the scenes. And I think that's a production value.
Okay.
And some of the camera work and things of that nature. So I'm gonna give it a 3 because it's a high 3 for me.
I agree with you, high 3, and I thought about a 4 as well, but I'm gonna hold it at a 3. Entertainment value, I might surprise some of you that I thought this was very entertaining. I really enjoyed watching this movie, and I also agree that it was wild, and at the end, I didn't understand what was happening. I also liked that kind of dreamy, weird quality to it. So I was very entertained, and I will watch this movie again at some point. I'll need some time. It was also like really freaky, and it's just an interesting new kind of flavor. I think Return to Oz had some of it, but to me it was different, interesting, kind of breaks up the monotony of some of the stuff we watch sometimes. So I'm going to give it a 4. Oh. And, Robert, I'll kick it back to you.
Yeah. It's a weird one for me too. Cause I mean, it got boring at some time, but throughout the whole thing, I was entertained as well. I was trying to think, there was one area that really, not the spiders, but, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go with a 4 as well, because I think I'll definitely will go back and rewatch it. I remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, because so when we picked this movie, or I picked it, it was not on Disney Plus. They just put it on Disney Plus like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and which surprised me, because I was kind of going back through and I saw that it was on there now, and then I was kind of reading that it was kind of a forgotten movie. They didn't want to like touch it for some reason, and they just pulled it back out again here this fall. So I was happy to see it on Disney Plus, and I encourage our listeners, if you haven't watched it, to go check it out. So yeah,
I kind of can't believe it's not a bigger like cult classic.
Yes, I agree. I would agree with that. You'd think with all the other things that have kind of achieved that status from this era, that like I feel like way more people talk about like Return to Oz or something than talk about this.
Right. Well, Michael, why don't you tell us your thoughts of the entertainment?
Oh gosh, it's hard because you guys have almost talked me up to a higher thing, because I agree, I was entertained. I was completely confused, and there were parts that kind of dragged in their lack of clarity, I guess. But I was entertained, and I think again, I really enjoy this string of movies that we've done that are just really weird movies. Mm-hmm. It is a nice palate cleanser. It is a nice change of pace, like Jeff says. I'll give it a 3, but it was between a 3 and a 4 for me too. So, but I'll give it a 3.
All right, and we'll let Andy have the last word. He can talk about why he has rated it a 5.
Guys, I'm stunned. I really am. Because this is a 1 to me on the entertainment side of things. I think this movie is it's like a failed Stephen King movie. Maybe the book is a lot better, but I have no interest in rewatching this. I think, again, some of the actors made, did as best they could, but there's nothing there for me to enjoy. This
is Spaceman and King Arthur's Court bad for you?
No, it's not, because that movie got 1s on everything. This is from an entertainment level.
But you gave it a 1 entertainment level for Spaceman and King Arthur's Court.
And I'll give it that as well, because while I don't think it's as bad as that movie, it's still in that same realm. I don't think there's anything good about it. I think it was laughable how bad it was. That's what I was saying earlier, that I was laughing at some of this. I was like, this is ridiculous. This doesn't make any sense.
Sounds like you were entertained.
And I understand now why it was not on Disney Plus for a long time, because it's not good. And it makes sense that they were afraid to put it out. And so I feel strongly about that. So it's 1.
Wow.
Okay. Well, so Andy, that's just your opinion, man.
That's just my opinion. I don't want to yuck on anyone's yum, but.
Well, let's punch this into the computer that wore tennis shoes. This is a very hard to get consensus on this one.
Big spread on this one.
Yeah.
Well, I was worried that we're kind of maybe getting kind of like-minded and stuff. And but here we are. So Something Wicked This Way Comes with its unhinged third acts, comes in with a 2.81, putting it right there at number. It's a way of a tie. Well, how many ties here? 1, 2, 3, 4-way tie for at number 43. So Herbie Rides Again, tie. Cool Runnings, The Treasure of Montecumbe.
Wait a second.
And this
that
one.
can't be right.
There's no way.
What do you mean there's no way? Which part? You mean you think this movie was better than those, or those are movies are better than the...
I don't know what I think.
You checking the math?
No, I'm just it's a rhetorical there's no way.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what I'm saying. There's no way, guys.
So this is better than Cool Runnings?
For me,
yes,
it's more entertaining. Yes.
Give me Dougie Doug any day over this.
I actually see it as being of a piece with Metacumbe, to be honest.
I could see that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Herbie Rides Again is just, a different level for just pure nostalgia. But anyway, there you go. There you have it. Anything
just
else?
Above it. Well, we'll kind of go just above it is Con Air.
Yeah.
No.
Snowball Express.
I'd rather watch.
The Black Hole was just above it.
Yes. Now we're talking. Now we're back.
That's more in the neighborhood. Yeah.
And then just below it is The Computer That Wore Tennis Shoes.
Yeah.
The Three Caballeros. Oh. Interesting. And The Shaggy Dog DA.
Well, there you go. Anything else to say about this one before we close the book on it? Andy liked it.
It was. I didn't really know what to expect. I knew the just sort of general premise, but it's fun to watch one that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And one that never got trotted out a lot. So you didn't see, like, the only image from this movie that I knew was him leading the parade down the street, because they use that as a publicity photo a lot. But I had no idea what to expect of anything from this. So that was fun going in.
It was. Yeah. These ones that, it's like, I don't know if I'd seen Black Cauldron or this. So I know I haven't seen this, but well, we have now said what we have to say about this movie. And I am interested to know if you found anything that our friend Leonard Maltin said about this movie.
Well, Mr. Malton's guide gives this movie 2.5 stars, right down the middle. Says, film has affecting moments, but never really hits its stride, with the ultimate revelation, quote unquote, about Mr. Dark and his carnival. No surprise at all. Disappointing.
Well, okay.
So Leonard back in Andy's play there.
Not exactly sure what was revealed exactly, but
yeah, true.
There you go. Robert, where do people deposit their thoughts about Something Wicked This Way Comes if they were to contact us? And
you can contact us and let us know how much you love this movie at info@medfieldfilm. You can find us on social media at medfieldfilm. And Caleb Wynn, he gave us his selection for winning the nuclear option contest. So, Caleb, I have picked them. You gave us multiple movies to pick from. Surprisingly enough, you gave us one that we'd already done. So, Caleb, you need to go back through the catalog. Because surprise, surprise, the one you want us to do, we've already done it for you. But we did pick the other one that you suggested. And I will let the gentleman know. I've already told Jeff what it is.
And I'm excited.
I'm excited. You've picked a very good movie, and I'll let the other two know offline. So thank you, Caleb, for emailing us with all kinds of useful information. So we do appreciate hearing from you.
Speaking of exciting, Santa packs are coming. And I wonder what's coming up next.
Oh, man, I'm worried. I've tried to watch this movie twice now. It's not even a movie, really. It's not a movie. It's not a movie.
Special.
It's a Christmas special. And I'm going to throw Michael under the bus because he was the one that.
Yeah, I'll take it, man. Just put me out there. I'll take all the incoming fires. It won't be friendly fire. It'll just be fire.
I've tried to watch this twice now, and I cannot get through it yet. So I can't explain it.
It's
and
inexplainable.
Andy, I'm sorry. I'm just going to go ahead and apologize now, Andy. This may be the nuclear option for Andy.
I mean, by the time we get to the nuclear option, we can't say it enough. There will be nothing left.
Right.
The road to the nuclear option is the true nuclear option.
Because this is so weird.
If the nuclear option is the hydrogen bomb, then this is the plutonium bomb. That's really it.
What do you think? What do you think, Andy, as you hear these things?
I think this might be my last episode.
So you may not even make it to the episode.
I may not. I may start and be like, okay, I'm done. That's it. It's been a good run.
That is literally true. Knowing this, like literally the first 5 minutes may do you in for this entire
The first
concept.
5 minutes may do you in. Yeah, they push the button right
I
out the
am
gate.
really scared to return, even knowing what is in store. Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and say that there's a good chance that I may be here for the next episode, but I may have not have watched like what I was supposed to watch.
I mean, I'm tempted out of the goodness of my heart, Andy. I'm tempted to give you the pass on this one, and I'll take your axe on this one.
All right, we may have to talk about that when we
It's either going to be a very long or a very short conversation. Either way.
Although, Andy, it would be interesting for you to have a MIDI sampler that had canned responses and see if you could just get through just doing that.
What in the world?
Yeah, that was crazy.
What
Oh
the hell is
no!
that?
Look, he's doing it again.
That's terrible.
Burr.
I'll give you something to cry about.
Goblins.
Oh, God.
So the movie is Christmas at Walt Disney World, and if you haven't seen it yet, listeners, it's on YouTube. That's the only place you can find it. And boy, it is something. Like I said, I've tried to watch it twice now and have not been able to get through it. I watched it with a friend, and thinking maybe if I had some support, it would help, but it didn't help. So it's something.
All right, well, stay tuned for that.
It's from 1978, right? If people are having trouble looking for Christmas at Walt Disney World, it's 1978, I think. So that's the one.
Yes. There's a couple of, there's some stuff in there that I was like, okay, but it's fleeting.
I can't wait.
Guys, you just got to wonder how Todd does it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, all these graphics look so good.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Todd has been our one and only sponsor all these 7 years of episodes. I mean, that's a lot of great graphics we all have to share.
Yeah.
Well, and that's not all. Todd does it for everyone. Down at Bindin Graphics, anyone can call up 1-800-BINDIN and get Todd to make them look good. It's not anything special they've done. It's just Todd.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You know how we feel about our Todd.
Kind of makes you wonder, why is Todd so good? What caused one man to be so great at making branding and graphics pop so much? I think it went a little something like this.
Whee! Look at me! Hey, Randy, my best friend! Look at me!
Look, there's people and pretty girls.
Come on, man! Whee!
Say here, Todd, come over here.
Yeah, Dad?
Did I ever tell you about devil and river problems? Of my talking and making sense? Of books? Of fear and trembling?
Whee!
If ye ever see an old poster, remember me. Remember how the fonts go in the books you read. Remember the shadows that drop. Remember old river bottom failures. Remember cryptic parents.
I will, Dad. I will.
Come on, let's go get a haircut.
Oh, hello, boys. Let's get something terrific and beautiful. Todd, I gift you with the magical beauty of the world. May they inspire your discerning eye from heretofore.
Whee!
And that's how I think Todd Naprick became a talent at graphic design.
Boo!
Now, Harold, stop that jeering. Jeff, I appreciate your storytelling, but I'm afraid you just retold elements of the popular hit movie Something Wicked This Way Comes. This really didn't complete the assignment that you were discussing the merits of glasnost.
I just want to call Todd.
Dude, wake up. Hey, man, wake up.
Huh? What? Dude, I crashed out so hard right there, bro. I mean, what the heck, bro?
Dude, what are you talking about, man? You talk in your sleep. You're crazy.
Oh, dude, I don't know, bro. This altitude up here on our keto retreat has given me some trippy dreams. I mean, I think unplugging from the daily grind of software entrepreneurship and investing, as well as high-profile partying, has been pretty disruptive.
Dude, you were talking about this guy Todd, and like you were a kid giving a presentation on what Todd's childhood was like, but like really you were a podcaster with these other guys and you all talked about Disney stuff?
Oh, that's ridiculous. I hate Disney. I hate podcasts.
Or did he?
So from all of us to all of you, were you just listening or was it just your imagination? Join us next time, if you dare, for the next Christmassy episode of the Medfield College Film Society.
Proud are we of mighty Medfield, alma mater dear. All your sons and daughters hail to thee, Medfield College of Technology. And while we hold your banner high, rock, rock, we shout your praises to the sky, rock, rock. For proud are we of mighty Medfield, Lord.